Hi guys and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be going through my FPL team for this upcoming week. If you didn't know, I also run another account on Instagram called FPL Bunks. The link will be down in the description if you want to go and access that, where I do daily news, tips and just general updates on the team that I've got at that given time. So I'm going to go straight into the team. So I made two changes. The two players I brought in are Sanchez and Zahar. Their changes not only made on form, but the fixtures that they've got coming up as well. Sanchez has got a great fixture at home to Leicester next, which is great for him because Brighton's defence has been brilliant recently, and Leicester were really poor against United. I think they're going to take a few more games to get back into things. And Zahar, he's away at Newcastle, so it's not the best fixture, but his form has been brilliant. He's scored or assisted in 3 of the 4 games he's started so far. So I think he's a great option for the midfield, especially considering there's not many midfield options that are that viable at the moment, especially in the mid-bracket. Especially now Rodrigo's gone. Rodrigo's the man who I've got rid of for Zahar, just because he's picked up that shoulder injury. It looks like he's going to be out for 3 to 4 weeks, I think. I think he's trying to push for after the international break. So if you've got him in your team, definitely be considering getting rid of him. Unless you're just going to hold him and play one of your defenders from your bench or something else like that. So, in goal, gone with Sanchez. His fixture against Leicester, I'm quite happy with him, to be honest. Brighton's defence has been very solid, not conceded many goals this season. Conceded only 2 or 3 goals so far. So I think he's a great pick in goal. And then we'll move on to the defence. So we start off with Trent, who has been very poor this season, to be honest, so far, in terms of from a fantasy Premier League point of view, and to be honest in real life, but he's only kept 1 clean sheet so far in the opening, how many is it? Opening 5 games it's been. He's only kept 1 clean sheet. Really disappointed me, to be honest, but he stays in the team. I think he's still one you want to be keeping, especially considering got 17 points a game week ago against Bournemouth. It just shows what his points potential is. And then I've got Cancello next to him. He's another one similar to Trent. He's very hit and miss. City's defence has not kept as many clean sheets as many people thought they would to start the season. But a nice away fixture against Aston Villa, who are very poor at the moment. And I think it's a good fixture for him, that. And I'm expecting him to get something from that, whether it be contribution or if he can get a goal, which would be, or a clean sheet, which would be brilliant for him. So let's move on. We've got Trippier next. It's so frustrating. I feel like every week when I bring in someone, they've been on really good form, and as soon as I get them in, they start to blank. As with Trippier, he got 3 7-pointers in a row, even against City it was one of those. And then he's blanked in this game that he's just played, which is so frustrating, against Liverpool. I know it's Liverpool. I mean, I had him in the Wolves game as well, and he blanked in that one as well. But yeah, I'm playing him again, home to Crystal Palace. I'm expecting him to get at least something from that. That's what I like about my defence, to be honest. As you'll see with Nico Williams there as well, all of them have a good chance of getting some sort of goal contribution, whether it be a goal or an assist, because they're basically all wing backs, the ones that I've got. And moving on to Nico Williams, got the highest XGI of any of the defenders at the moment. He's brilliant. Which, if you didn't know, XGI is expected goal involvement. So that means he's just the player who's creating the most chances, looking the most likely to score. So I just had to start him for an easy fixture. I mean, Bournemouth at home is the easiest fixture he could get there. So I think he's a really good one for me there. He's slotting instead of Cucurella. That was one of my toughest decisions I had to make this week, to bench Cucurella. But he's been poor for me as well. Chelsea's defence, they've been very average so far, and I worry that he could either slot into the back 3, now Chilwell's back from his injury and he's looking like he's going to return to the team, or he could even just get dropped fully because Fofana's coming in now as well, and he can slot into the back 3 as well, so Cucurella could get a rest after a few starts in a row. So yeah, I've gone with Nico Williams instead, just for the security of him always starting, definitely starting for this game, and how good that home fixture is against Bournemouth. Right, so we'll move on to the midfield. As you'll see, nothing too spectacular or surprising from my midfield, but what you will notice is the captain's armband here is not on Mo Salah away at Everton. I don't know, I'm still not sure on this pick. I think I'm still going to captain Haaland. I think he's going to be the one that I captain. Because Salah, while he has done all right, he's in the top 5 point scoring midfielders this season. I don't really back him to score more than one against Everton away in the derby. Those games can go any way in the derby. It's all about who wants it more on the day. And if Everton turn up at home with that Goodison crown behind them, I could see them getting something from that game, especially considering Liverpool haven't been on the best of form recently. So yeah, Salah stays in the team. I'm not considering getting rid of him anytime soon. That'll be in the wild card team, which will be coming in around game week 8. I think I'm planning to do that, but that would be the time I'd get rid of him if he keeps performing poorly. So yeah, Salah stays in there away at Everton. I think he'll get something, but not as much as Haaland. So we'll move on. We've got Kula Sevsky next at home against Fulham. I think that's a really good fixture for him. I was really happy putting him in first game week. He was in my team right from the start, got that 13 points against Southampton at home to start with. But since then, he hasn't really kicked on. He's only got one haul since then, which was 6 points, nothing special, which was against Forest away. But yeah, I'm keeping faith in him. He could possibly go to Luis Diaz in the next few weeks due to how well Luis Diaz seems to be doing. But home to Fulham, you can't get rid of him for that game, really. Then Zahar, mentioned him before. Away at Newcastle, it's an okay fixture, but he's just more the fact that I trust him more. It was between him, Gross, and Harrison. If you might have seen it on my Instagram account, FPL Bunks, I did a post on the best replacements for Rodrigo, and the main three, I think, are Harrison, Gross, and Zahar. And it went down to Gross and Zahar for me. And I prefer Zahar because he's more advanced player. He plays further forward. He's been playing up front at times for Crystal Palace this season. Whereas Gross, I think he's the type of player who'll get 2 big hauls in a row and then blank for like 4 or 5 games. So I'm not sure if I trust Gross at all. So I've gone with Zahar. He's more essential to Crystal Palace. Should still be on pens despite missing one. I think, yeah, that's why I've gone with him. And hopefully he'll do well against Newcastle. And then we've got Martinelli finally to round off the midfield. He's been really good so far this season. It was unfortunate for him to get a blank. Not last game, the game week before, but other than that, you really can't fault him. You just tell how much he's gone up by. He's gone up 0.4 million in 5 games, which actually shows how good he's been because so many people got him in. It shows how sought after he is as well. And then finally, the strikers. I can't see these 2 strikers changing for me for a while now. They've just been brilliant for me. So Haaland, he's my captain this week, away at Aston Villa. And while I was a bit worried that he might get rested, which if he did get rested before the Champions League games start coming in, this would be the most likely one, as he did play around 70 minutes the other day against Nottingham Forest at home, which was rumoured he might get rested for. I think what I've heard from Pep, I've seen it on Twitter recently as well, how Pep's talking about it's not a problem about him getting rested. It's not like he's 32. He said he's 22. It's not a problem for him to play every game. So on the back of that news, I'm thinking he's going to definitely start the game. I'm really hoping he does as well because it would be an absolute nightmare for me and a lot of people if he got rested. But yeah, away at Villa, one of the best fixtures at the moment. As I said, with Cancello, I'm expecting him to do lots in that game. And then finally, we've got Gabriel Jesus away at Man United. I don't think that Arsenal are going to win this game. Thomas won't be happy with me saying this because, he's an Arsenal fan, so he's really hoping them to win that one. But I think United, the way they've turned it round recently, that they're going to get something from that game. And I think they'll probably win it as well. At home, Arsenal have got a few injuries. It looks like Ramsdale, White, Ødegaard and Zinchenko are all doubts for the game. So it's going to be touch and go whether all of those can start. I think United will win that one. I'm a bit worried whether Martinelli or Jesus will do anything in that game, but they've done so well so far. I think I've got to start them against United. And then on the bench, we've got Danny Ward. He seems to be the 2 or 1 point maestro so far, getting 1 point in an opening 4 and then 2 against United. It's the perfect place to have on your bench, really, as your bench keeper, but he's not. I'm really glad I didn't do the Iverson Ward double up from the start because that really wasn't a good idea. Cucurella, as I mentioned, not starting, as I think Nico Williams has got more points potential at home to Bournemouth. Andreas Pereira, I was really frustrated. I went with Trippier over him last week because Trippier got 6 points less than him. He got 0, Andreas with 6. But away at Tottenham, I'm really thinking that he can't do much in this game. And then Archer, he's just the bench fodder, really. And it was a bit frustrating. He went down the other day. But anyway, that's the last. He's just there to make up the numbers, really. Right then, so if you've got any questions, FPL related questions, just drop them down in the comments below, and make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed today's video. See you next time. Bye.